in trouble because he said, Zmiras hayu li b'chikecha. David HaMelech called Torah a song, a zemer. And Hashem got upset and he got punished for it. Question is, Brisker Rav asks, what's wrong with that? It's a delightful thing. You walk into Beis Medrash and the guy who's singing in the back is not the most beautiful sound. Everyone, you have to be zeichet to get your tune of Torah, your kvetch. What's wrong? And let me add a little bit. Torah is called HaShira, it's HaShira, Hazos. Why is Dovid HaMelech getting in trouble for calling it a zemer? That's the question. In this week's Parsha, right in the beginning, Rashi says, the Rebbeinu Shalom tells Moshe Rabbeinu, go lay out the Torah, lay it out in front of them. And Rashi says, K'shulchan Aruch. Everyone should be able to learn this Torah. Don't think, Moshe Rabbeinu, don't you think that you could just tell them the basics and walk away. Make sure that every single person is able to learn this Torah. The Brisker Rav says, you know why Dovid HaMelech got in trouble for calling Torah a song? Because not everyone can sing. But everyone can learn Torah. Everyone can learn Torah. Why is Torah called HaShira? This is based on Assumption of Paul Hirsch. I want to answer that. Zemer is a detaching type of a song. It's to disconnect ourselves from the rest of the world. That's why you have Psuke de Zimra, to disconnect from the rest of the world, and so this way we can go into Tefillah focus. Shira is a way of connecting. When you want to connect to something, you connect with a Shira. Everyone can connect to Torah as a song. Here's a Maisa about to show you that everyone has a Sheikhas to Torah. My brother-in-law sent out a Vort a couple of weeks ago with a story attached. A story about a Kiev rabbi who is driving on the highway, and it's coming mincha time, and Shkia is coming. He's like, you know what, I'll make it do it. Keep on going, and in Eretz Yisrael the sun sets really fast. And he's like, oh, we gotta do mincha now. So he pulls over to the side of the road, and he walks out a little while into the area on the side, and he just kavens the Shemona Esrei. He tries to concentrate as much as he can, but in the middle, he hears voices coming from behind him. There's a whole ruckus, and his driver was busy saying, just let him finish. And this guy sounded really angry. Didn't know what was going on. He finished his Shemona Esrei, turns around, and there was this huge guy, a thug, Shein Kamayu, with tattoos up and down. You know, like one of those guys that you don't want his full attention. And this guy comes walking straight up to him, and he says, this is my land. What are you doing there? Just doing your thing. What are you crazy out of your mind? And his response was perfect. This guy was blue in the face, yelling, and he answers, I'm so sorry. I could tell you're bothered. What's the matter? And he was just talking too sweet. An argument has to work between two people. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So the guy started calming down. He came down to his decibel level. And he said, why does this bother you so much that I'm davening? And they started talking a little bit. And the guy said, I used to be like one of you guys, but this thing happened in my life and it totally sent me off. This one negative moment and it spun me out of control. Now I'm this. So this Kiev rabbi can't pass up an opportunity like this. He says, you think it's too late? You think Hashem gives up on his kids? No one ever gives up on their kid. When do you start now? Come daven mincha. He says, you're kidding me? I can't daven mincha. Look at me. Look, I got tattoos up and down my arm. He says, what do tattoos have to do with anything? Fakert. Hashem's going to have thousands, millions of tefillahs lined up in front of him, and one of them is going to be covered in tattoos. Hashem's going to look at him and say, look at this. Even his tattoos are davening to me. That guy became from. Now he's Shemer Tenor Mitzvahs. Because Torah is not just for someone who doesn't have tattoos. Torah is not for someone who grows up FFB, whatever other initials you want to label nowadays. Torah is for absolutely everyone. It's a Shira. V'yato kisku lochem es HaShira Hazos v'lamdos b'nei Yisrael simo b'fiyem shima v'yato kisku lochem es HaShira Hazos HaShira,